I discovered my husband was cheating. Just as I finished swimming and came ashore, I found my husband doing something unexpected. He had taken off his pants, pulled out his belt and formed it into a loop, then looked up at the towering coconut tree. Finally, he tied the belt around his feet and started climbing up the coconut tree. I felt both worried and curious, so I quickly put on my clothes and went to find him. Soon I reached the coconut grove and saw coconuts scattered all over the ground. I became even more puzzled, not knowing what my husband wanted to do up in the tree. So I quietly walked to the base of the tree, but unexpectedly I heard my husband secretly flirting with another woman. I was so angry that I put my hands on my hips, wanting nothing more than to rush over and shake the coconut tree to make my husband fall down and crash to his death. But the next second, I seemed to think of something. After hearing my husband's explanation, I just nodded and didn't confront him about his lies on the spot, because I already had a plan in mind. By evening, we were resting by the campfire as if we were really on vacation. I acted like nothing had happened and still gently stroked my husband's forehead with my hand. After my husband fell asleep, I silently stared at the speedboat we had arrived in, ready to begin my plan. The next morning, my husband was awakened by the rising tide. I walked over from a distance and told him that the boat had drifted out to sea and his phone was lost too, but not to worry because someone would come rescue us. Watching my husband's helpless expression as he could only sit on the beach pretending to enjoy the scenery, I walked up to him, comfortingly patted his head, and then said I was going to the forest to look for fruit. But once I entered the forest, I hurried to the other side of the small island and came to a hidden cave. The boat hadn't been washed away at all. My idea was simple. Since my husband wanted to betray me, I would hide the boat and phone, leaving my husband and myself forever trapped on this deserted island. By evening, we were lying on the beach, leisurely drinking the red wine we had brought. My husband appeared calm on the surface, but he must have been panicking inside. Just then, he suddenly looked toward my neck. He had discovered the key around my neck. My husband silently turned his head away. The next morning, my husband got up very early, saying he needed to relieve himself. I sensed something was wrong and quickly felt for my chest, discovering that the key around my neck had vanished. I stood up to chase after him, but the next second I fell heavily to the ground. Looking back, I saw that my right foot was tied by a vine. While I was stunned, my husband hurried toward the speedboat he had found, preparing to leave and abandon me forever on this deserted island. I untied the vine and regained my freedom, but I had no intention of chasing after him. My husband was surprised, but didn't think much of it. He smugly waved at me and then hit the gas.